All right, you ready to show your webcam?
I am. Hold on. I think mine's on.
All right. I don't know if mine is or not. Okay, looks like I'm on now.
You look good.
All right, little dark.
Did you move locations?
Yeah, I had to a little bit just to try to get a little better lighting, but it doesn't look as good as I thought it was going to. All right. Let's
I'm moving around myself here today.
everybody on. Okay, good morning, everyone. Welcome to season 2 of Mixing It Up with MiRealSource. My name is Taylor Fedewa. I do our communications here at MiRealSource. If you've never attended one of the Mixing It Ups, we have all season 1 on our YouTube channel. So if this is new to you, and my co-host is Miss Colleen DeLang. Looks like she might be frozen.
Yep,
Okay.
I think we're, I lost you for a couple seconds, but good morning, everybody.
And Colleen and I, we've done so far 16 episodes, so this is episode 17. We're going to go over social media tips and suggestions, some campaign ideas for you guys. We also have a social media class that's very hands-on and goes through setting up your account and some tips and things like that. But this one, I just wanted to kind of do a little bit different in terms of really establishing your page after you've been using Facebook and have a business page and stuff like that. Some new campaign ideas for you to run with. And Colleen is then going to talk about lead generation and some options for you guys to use your business page to generate more leads. If you've never attended a Mixin' It Up, what we do is it's either a guest or we demo and teach little tips and tricks on things. We also have either interaction with polls or discussions where you can chime in and give away prizes with trivia or tasks that you can do. So before we really get started, there is a questions section here on GoToWebinar. And that is where you can go ahead and ask any questions, of course, chime in on the discussion of things that have worked for you, things that you've got hung up on in terms of whatever the topic is that we're talking about this month, and also where you would participate in the trivia. So the first person to respond to the question would come up on our chat question panel. So that's where you would go. If you guys could let me know that you can hear us okay, and you should be seeing both Colleen and I. Go ahead and go to that chat questions box. I have it open right now, just so I can confirm that everybody can see and hear us so we can actually move on.
It's nice to be back doing this again. I missed it. I missed seeing everybody pop in and all their good mornings, and so.
Yeah. So how have you been, Colleen?
Good, good. It's busy. The market is crazy busy, and I love that. I'm excited to see so many agents pending things as fast as they're listed. I wish we could build up a little more inventory. That would be nice, but I think it's an exciting market, and so it's good, good. And, you know, raising a 7-year-old, that keeps you busy too.
Yeah. Yep. Definitely. All right. So let's get started. You guys are more than welcome to follow along, but I definitely recommend just kind of taking notes on some of the tips that we talk about to do, you know, after. This isn't necessarily a class. It is giving you ideas and stuff that you can take and execute later. So go ahead and follow along if you want to. But I am going to start sharing my screen, and you should be able to see Paragon opened up here in just one moment. Okay, are you seeing Paragon right now, Colleen?
I do, looks good.
Okay. Okay, so the first thing that I want to go over with you guys is if you have a Facebook business page. So I'm going to do a little poll just to see where everybody's at in terms of what platforms you're using and if you have a business page. So let me launch that poll. Do you have a Facebook business page? If you do, great. If you don't, we have a social media class where it's very beginner focused and you can follow along and go through there. If you set one up a long time ago but haven't done anything with it, also that class will be a great start for you, in addition to some of the tips and tricks that we're going to be sharing today. So let me give you guys about 5 more seconds to respond. All right. And are you seeing the poll?
Yep.
You are. Okay, 67% of you say yes, so that's good. I was assuming that majority of people were using a Facebook page. And then you guys are split on no and never really use it. So from there, like I said, go ahead and take our class if this is something that you're interested in. I would assume you probably are if you wanted to learn about some tips and suggestions, and go ahead and take notes from here. So as for the 67% of you, go ahead and follow along if you like. Now, we're going to be mostly focusing on Facebook because we only have an hour, but I want to see what everybody is using in terms of social media. So I'm going to launch one more poll before we dive in. What social media platforms are you currently using? You can choose more than one. So for the 17% of you that maybe don't have a business page, but you are on your personal page, there's a personal option only. Business page and personal, of course. Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. I know there's a lot more, but these are kind of the main ones. Like to see where everybody's at. Go ahead and choose more than one if it applies to you. And I'll give you guys 5 more seconds. All right, let's close that poll out. So 67, once again, are using a business page. 50% of you guys also have a personal page. A lot of times what I've discovered teaching this class is people are so familiar with using their personal page and they have so many connections on there, whether that's from long-time connections, friends, family, acquaintances, as well as clients, past clients, things like that. So a lot of times people will just kind of focus on that personal page. So if you feel confident using your personal page, your business page will also come pretty naturally to you. But there's a lot of reasons why you'd want to use a business page, which we cover even more in the class. But I will show you guys all some features that are really nice that you do not have on your personal page. So Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. I'm happy to see 33% of you guys are using YouTube, which is really cool. We're going to have some discussions about that in the future of ways that you can improve your YouTube and content and things like that, that really is taking off because video is huge on social media right now. So, but in terms of today, we're just going to be focusing on Facebook. So let me go in. You should be seeing MiRealSource's Facebook. Colleen, is that what everybody's seeing right now?
Yes.
Okay. All right, great. So the first thing that I want to go over with a business Facebook page, besides all the basics that you guys see here, is this call to action button. This is relatively new the last couple years. And it used to just kind of be a contact button only, but they've built this up over time. And what's nice about this is you can go in and you can edit, or if you don't have it set, it'll prompt you to set it up. But you can go in and you can actually choose whether if they want to book like a meeting with you, specifically contact you, learn more about your business. So for something to book with you, you can actually set up an appointment center, which I'll show you guys that briefly. We have one set up on our page for one-on-ones. Just because of everything going on, we're not conducting normal classroom where everything is recorded, or webinars, or now one-on-ones. So people can go in, and we have ours linked to an appointment center. You could also do a contact you. So this is where they can, whatever way you would like to be contacted, can contact you right from your business page, not making them have to dig for your email or phone number within your profile of your business page. This kind of stuff is not available on a personal page. So, and you have so many options, from even lead generation with their email. They can sign up with something for you, just send a message. So after this, I'm going to show you guys how you can set up your messaging through your business page that can really prompt questions that they might have, or you know, get the information that you need from them right off the bat to hopefully, you know, convert that lead quicker. Another thing that you can do is just have it direct right to your website. So if you have a section on your website, or a promotional video that you've done where you're talking about yourself, your expertise, things like that, you can go ahead and just put that link right there, and basically kind of like a little resume about you. Shop with you, unless you guys are selling your own merchandise or something. But and then lastly is the download your app. Colleen has been utilizing this recently. We're going to go over HomeSnap at the end, towards the end of this, and she's put in her HomeSnap public profile, which I'll show you guys where what that looks like. Really simple, but if you're signed into HomeSnap, whether on your phone or the web browser might be easier to set this up. You can go to your profile button here and go to my public profile. And what that'll do is it'll take you right here. You can copy that URL and go in and actually use that app, and you can set up it next and put that link in there. So what's really nice about this public profile for HomeSnap is when they click on that, they basically are going to be signing up under you to browse the MLS. And they're not going to see outdated information like they will on some advertising sites. And you have them right there in your profile where you can communicate directly with them if you would like, and give them that freedom to search, because no matter, even if you're finding listings for them or setting things up, clients love to have that freedom to just kind of change things and browse themselves. So HomeSnap's a great resource for that, and you can actually prompt them right here to sign up for your app. Colleen will be showing her business page, like I said, and you can see how seamless that actually is. I told you guys that I would go over the messenger piece. So within your settings, up here in the top right corner, you'll see messaging. Now this is something that will you can set up to prompt as soon as they visit your business page. And you can go in and you can set up your greetings. You can actually have a, show you guys real quick, any away message that you would like, times that you're available. You can even turn on frequently asked questions. So if you think of a list of frequently asked questions, you can go ahead and enable that, your contact information, things like that. An instant reply is always nice, because if you want to make sure that they know it was received, so they don't keep sending it. That's something that I've experienced. Sometimes I don't realize that it actually went through. They'll get that response that, yes, we received your message. If you have any further questions, contact here, or I should be in contact with you within 24 hours. So you can go in and you can actually set up those automated responses. A greeting, you can go in and you can set a greeting that if they do visit your page, It doesn't necessarily prompt where the automated responses will, or this will prompt, where the automated responses are after they've sent something, they went in and did that. This is where they visit your page and it pops up, and you can go in and you can write a custom message if you would like. We have ours set up so that if somebody sends MiRealSource a message via our Facebook business page, it lets them know that it was received. We have several staff members linked to our messaging, but if it reminds them that if this is a technical issue with any of our products, here's where you reach out to the number or email to get that support that you need. Now, from Messenger, there's also an appointment center, which I talked about a little bit. And you can go in and you can actually set up an appointment center for anybody that might want to maybe do a listing appointment with you. And that could be one of your prompts that you also have. Would you like to set up a listing appointment with me? And if they say yes, then it can also, they will know to, please visit my appointment center. And you can go in and you have to set your time zone. You can have that link to send as well. But from here is any available times that they could request. Now, of course, your schedules as realtors and most people change day to day. So that doesn't mean it's set in stone. But if they want to meet with you Tuesday at 10 a.m., you can go ahead and you can set up times that you ideally are able to meet with people. And then they can put that request in for you. You have to, of course, approve it. It's not going to be automatically approved. So we turned ours on. I would assume that you guys would want to do the same thing. You don't want to have double bookings, so you would want to turn that off unless you maybe work as a team or something and you want to, give that to a team member. And then you can also go in and really book out. So for example, like our one-on-ones on our appointment center, which I'll show you, you can't just book a one-on-one same day because we have several tutors, everybody and staff, and of course staff members. So we have a 3-day leeway where if you want to go in, you have the soonest request that you can book is 3 days out. That gives us a little time to find a trainer that will be suitable to what you need. And the farthest out that you can book is 2 weeks. So one of the questions that you may be having is, all right, they want to do an appointment with me, but I want to prompt them as to what the appointment's about and get their information. You can actually add that service. So if they just want to meet with you for like an interview, you can set that service up. If they want to meet with you for an actual listing appointment, you can add that service with a description of what that means. And there's a lot of other customizations in terms of reminders that you can set, just letting them know that the appointment is ready. Follow-up messages after the fact. So this is a really good lead conversion tool as well, just to easily set up on your page. So just to remind you, yeah.
And I'm sorry, Taylor, while you're right there, if you go down just a little bit, you can point out that we do these complimentary. If you've watched a lot of the classes and you still have, questions, Taylor did a great job of setting all of these different features up where if you have questions on our lead gen class, you watched it, maybe you've watched the recording and you said, you know what, I just need a little bit of help tailoring it more to my business. If you scroll down just a little bit, Taylor, where it says see more, she did a great job of actually, right under technical support,
Oh,
you see,
sorry.
she did a great job of actually listing out each and every subject that we offer help on. So not only can you do this on your business page as an agent, but you can always go to our business page and request help with any of the classes. And she's really defined them here. We do ask that you watch the recorded webinars first, so you can kind of see what each class is about, and that will answer the majority of your questions. But if you still have help, that's part of your membership fee that you pay, is we want to make sure that you have that one-on-one help when you need it.
Yep.
Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt, but you were right there. It looked so good. You did such a nice job setting it up. So
yeah, and this is where you can actually find it right here. So on our page, you'll see appointment availability. You can choose the reason for the appointment. So whether that would be a class with us, of course, but for you guys, that would be the listing appointment or an interview or something else that maybe I'm not thinking of. They can go in and they can choose that and set that date and set that time. And what will happen for you is once you have your appointment center set up from your settings over here in the right hand corner, you'll get a notification, like how I see a 7 right here. Under appointments, you'll have that notification, and you can go in and you can view the requested appointments. It'll have a notification under requests, the details on which they requested from you, their name, their information. It prompts all of that. So as well, in terms of just really setting up your page to convert those leads, having a call to action button is huge. Having a way where they can easily reach out to you through Messenger and get their questions answered, or know that they're being heard and seen, and have that response from their business, from your business page, is great. And then if that's something that you want to set up as another place to gather more listing appointments and interviews and things like that, you can go in and set up this appointment center as well. Are there any questions about these advanced features of your business page? You see any, Colleen?
Nope, I don't see any questions yet. But again, there's that questions area. You can jump in with any questions, and we'll address them as we go forward.
Okay. Let me go into the polls real quick. Now, since majority of you are using a business page, I want to just see how many times a week you are roughly posting on your business page. So before we shift into content and things that you could be doing besides, more advanced setup of your page, I want to just really see how often you guys are engaging on your page. 5 more seconds. Okay. So you guys are kind of across the board a little bit. 1 to 3 times a day, that's great. 1 to 3 times a week, that's also great. Those are kind of where I recommend based on how many followers you have on your page. So if you are really looking to grow your page from a very small audience, then you're going to want to post more frequently. You're going to want to give people content, switch up the content, get out there, so that the way the algorithm works is you don't fall behind. So 1 to 3 times a day is great for if you have a ton of followers or you don't have a lot of followers. At least that's what I've found. Once you kind of have a good amount of followers, then 1 to 3 times a week, depending on the content. That's what we do at MiRealSource. When I first started, our page was new. I think we only had maybe like 50 to 100 likes on our page, if I remember right. And I tried to post something almost every day, whether it was a graphic or a video or an article that I found, or an article that was on our website, or an article I wrote. I tried to just have one thing at least posted a day. Now I try to do something at least I actually probably do something at least 3 to 5 times a week, but once a month, and don't remember the last time I posted on my page. So if that's the case and you want to start utilizing all of these features and the lead capture functions of Facebook in terms of boosting, in terms of messaging and call to actions and all of that, and also something Colleen's going to show you guys in terms of content, how you can capture leads. Once a month is not where you're going to be able to, you know, obviously seek the potential that you would like. So I recommend starting with 1 to 3 times a week, building that confidence, and you know, getting familiar more with your business page. So some ideas that I have for you guys in terms of a campaign. You have your profile set up, let's say. You went in and you did all these things that I recommended. You got your cover photos. You have all of your about information set up. So a description about you, the services you provide. Make it easy for people to contact you. Make it right there in their face where they can see your website. They can see your Instagram if they need to. They can find your phone number and email and all of that. So that's going to be under your about section right here, and you can easily edit that under edit page information. So besides all of that of the basic setup, which is covered in the class, what do you do from here? So let me see where your guys' struggles are so that I can help you with some ideas. What is the #1 struggle with social media? Is it finding the time to really figure this out? And you can choose, I think, more than one option here. Yes, like more than one. Just how often to post. What are the things you should be posting and doing? The proper setup. You created the page, but that's it. And just keeping up with it. Give you guys 5 more seconds to respond. Okay. All right, 80% of you, what are some things that I should be posting? So that's great. Majority of you guys probably have it set up. You've, fiddled with it a little bit, but now if I'm supposed to be posting 3 times a week, what the heck do I post? So this is a great class for you guys to be in then. One thing that I recommend doing, just even in the class, is having consistent content. So if you want to put out in an article from your page, if you work with some sort of vendor that provides content to you, make sure that that's put out on your page regularly. That will be helpful for your buyers and sellers. Don't be afraid to put information out about you, have on your website maybe, and share that link about your brand and your qualifications. You can do success stories. Take a picture with a seller, take a picture with a buyer. A lot of things that you are kind of seeing right now probably, but to take it one step further, you can go live, you can do events, you can do giveaways, and one thing that I recommend is when you do go to an event, create an event, this is a great way to promote and get to know your audience. So promote you, but also get to know your audience. And you can go in, you can title that. So some of the ideas that I have for you guys is just getting your questions answered. So think of maybe some webinars or things that you've attended at conferences of topics that they've gone over, that you can then share with clients, they're going to find that stuff interesting as well. So what are some of your real estate questions? Where is the market at right now? And you can have that event based titled that way, and a description of what they can expect. And what's really nice is you can actually have like a co-host if you have a team member, and you guys can have that dialogue similar to what Colleen and I are doing. You can go in and you can set up details of the schedule for that specific event if you really wanted to be, you know, be that detailed. Great. If you want it to be, you know, just kind of free for all where they can join in. So you create the event, set the date, the time, the description, what it's going to be about. Some things that I recommend is like a real estate questions one, just get to know you, get to know your team, discussing the market. And a big thing right now is, given COVID, what can they expect working with you, and what are some things that you've been doing? Talk about housing trends. Colleen's going to go in and show you a place where you can actually get all that information that the public really cares about and wants to know right now. And once you have all that and you know what you want to talk about, well, how do you get people to engage with you? You can make this a live event. You can make this a live event where you can put the link to that streaming service that you're using. So you can have your Zoom or your Skype and then set that time. So when they are planning on attending this event, they're going to get that notification. They can click that link. They can join that live stream and just ask you questions, and you can answer. If you're worried about it maybe falling flat, you can already have some prompt questions that you know you've been getting regularly from clients, or emails that you've been getting, or just over the years of experience. What are some really popular questions that you get? So right here you would just say, discussing the market, put that link. This is sharing some graphs and charts. We'll say geared toward your market for requests that you send me. Also be giving a $50 gift card away during the live event. Okay, so one thing that I recommend is when somebody does join your live event, you ask them questions too. You can also give prizes away, or a prize away to a random person who shares your event or shares your live on their page. And anything that you can do to get them to engage with your event, it's going to get more views and more eyeballs on your page. Any questions, Colleen?
No, we haven't had very many questions, just a couple easy peasy ones. So, but no, I think, there's so much more I think that you can do now with your business page than people would ever imagine. So, so thanks for taking us on that tour.
Yeah, and then there's all of the things that you would think of too in terms of going live, like you've seen. What's really nice about going live, my mom, she actually runs her own storefront business, clothing store. She goes live every single day on her Facebook page, except Sundays when she doesn't work. She goes live for 20 minutes, pop-ups, just to discuss something that's new that came into the store, stuff like that. So what I recommend, and she has grown in a year from maybe 3 to 5 viewers the first month or two she was doing this, and she was starting to feel a little, sad and saying, well, I don't know what to do to get more people. But just being consistent and popping up and engaging, talking, she got to know a lot of the people that were joining her lives, and they were all from the business page that was set up. And now she gets, 50 to 60 people every single, I would say 30 to 60 people every single live that she does, right on Facebook. And she just sets up her light and on a tripod and has, some items ready to discuss. So I recommend doing something like that also to grow your Facebook page. That's a great way to do that. And you guys have so much insight and experience and tips for people. You can do these lives and just have a different topic every week if you want, or the event, and you can promote it for a few days, share it on your personal page, ask your friends to share it, things like that to grow it. So it just kind of depends on, you can switch it up, or it just depends on what works best for you. We also talked about using this event option in the live stream and collaborating with your sellers and stuff on events. If you want, in a past Mixin' It Up, where that is episode 2 and episode 4. And we go into it a little bit in the remote and paperless agent class. So you can go to our YouTube channel, MiRealSource Media, youtube.com/MiRealSource Media. And right in there, you'll see different playlists. And episode 2 and episode 4 of Mixin' It Up, we go into setting up a live open house and showing. Colleen actually had one done that she did. So that's all covered as well. So you can kind of get a little bit more detail as to, because it's very just event focused, not like everything else that I'm talking about here. And then you can do that for your open houses, or you can do that for more just topic ideas and events to get people involved. All right, I'm going to do one more poll. So GoToWebinar only allows me to add 5 different options. But if you are using a CRM right now, which one are you using? Real Geeks, Lion Desk, Market Leader. Some of these are the top ones and for real estate, and Top Producer, or other. And I know there's a lot of other ones out there. Give you guys about 10 more seconds to respond. Your CRM is going to be your contact management system, helps generate leads from all different sites, allows you to assign tasks to people as well, reminders, things like that. So 80% of you are using other. Okay, so I didn't hit the mark on all the popular ones. Apparently Google was wrong on the most popular CRMs. If you guys want, if you want to go in and in the questions chat section, let me know which ones you're using, because that's always helpful for us to know what CRMs the agents are using right now. Go ahead and let us know, since 80% of you guys are using a different one than what I've listed here clearly. Okay.
Yeah, I'm interested to know what everybody's using.
Yeah, me too. But one thing that I do want to go over is once I get a little more feedback on the CRMs, is just linking your accounts. I think that's where a lot of people get hung up. I'm not a huge fan of linking every account so that you put one thing on Facebook and the exact same thing goes on Twitter. All of these are used strategically from a marketing standpoint, but what I will say is Instagram and Facebook are really good ones to link together. If you go to your settings, click Instagram, there was a good percent of you guys that actually are using Instagram. Whether you're using it for business or personal, set up a business Instagram. And what you can do is ours is already set up, but it'll ask for your Instagram handle, the email, all the information. And what's going to happen is any ad that you run on Facebook or boost that you do on Facebook will be running on both platforms for you. So where you manage your Instagram is also on Facebook, unless you want to manually post a picture right to Instagram from your phone, you can do that. And what's nice about Instagram on your phone is once you have a business page set up, there's a little arrow and you can just toggle between, just like on Facebook right here, I can toggle between multiple pages. So you can go in and you can manually post a photo, or if you run an ad, you can go in and when these are synced, the ads will actually run on both platforms for the price of one ad, which is nice because you're going to have different audiences or amount of engagement on different platforms. And then we get any feedback on CRMs?
We did. Actually, some people are using kvCORE. I've used that previously. Hank said he's using Curator. I've heard a lot of good things about that. I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, Hank, that also has a lot of lead generation tied to it, if I remember correctly, and a little bit of research I did on that. And again, I've used kvCORE. I know there's a lot of great elements to that as well. And yes, Hank says, yeah, that has a lot of lead generation. I know kvCORE does too. They do a lot with squeeze pages and landing pages. I used that for a little while, and there were so many elements to it. So thanks for all the great feedback.
So if you are curious on how to sync your CRM to pull leads from Facebook, you can actually do that. I can see because my all right here. So under publishing tools, when you open up publishing tools, you can go to lead setup. And right here is where you can search your CRM, find that CRM, go ahead and you can set up and connect it so that any leads that you are getting from Facebook can then be filtered to that CRM with the person's information for you to follow up on as well. I know a lot of agents that are using these CRMs have them integrated within their business page and all of the advertising sites so that they have kind of one spot to look for a lot of leads. That doesn't take away from, of course, going to your appointment center or your messenger or anything like that, because everybody's going to do some things differently. But the CRM is great for those ads that you run and pulling in that contact information right from Facebook. And just to remind you guys, I went to publishing tools, lead setup over here. So there's a lot of deep integrations within a Facebook business page that we do not cover in the class that I wanted to go over with you guys on like a more advanced level. Now, one thing that I really want to encourage is just because you have a business page doesn't mean that everything has to be on the business page, or just because you have a personal page, it doesn't mean that you want to ignore your business page. So one thing that I strongly recommend is, of course, sharing your listings. This is another place to share your listings. I'm going to go in as Colleen because she's got a really good listing right now.
Actually 3, but thankfully they're all pending as of this week. It was a good week.
And that's something that we can brag about if we want to here. So MiRealSource offers a tool called ListTrack, but also a single property website on every single one of your listings. So I'm just going to show you guys a little bit of ListTrack real quick, and then you will have a single property website icon on every single one of your listings in listing tickets in Paragon, but you can also find it under List Track, which was under Resources, List Track. And this gives you feedback on all the places your listings are being syndicated to, clicks. You also get, I think, is it weekly or daily? I feel like they're weekly from the MLS standpoint of those emails that you get.
Yeah, you can actually set up reports to go to your seller weekly or monthly, and it shows you how many eyeballs came in and where they came in from. And it's impressive when your sellers actually get to see, you know, how many actual views they're getting on their home.
Yeah. So under the My Listings is where you'll see the single property website. And I'm going to pull up Colleen's Trailside single property website. So what does this have to do with what I'm talking about? Well, for one, you're going to want to share your listing, share a new listing, share a success that it closed, share if you want to talk about that it already went pending after 2 days. You know, a great place, a great tool to be sharing your listing is the single property website that we offer, because it doesn't have advertising from any other agents. It doesn't have any other listings that are, you know, besides yours on the site. It's pretty, if you ask me. It's nice looking, and has options with the scheduling a showing and contacting you, all the stuff that a consumer would need. Definitely very public facing with the information that is available on this single property website. So when you pull up your site, you want to be sharing these from your business page. Now they are, Facebook actually does monitor if you are consistently posting something for commercial gain on a personal page, then that is in violation of their services. But that doesn't mean it can't go to your business, to your personal page as well. So what I recommend is when you share, this is something that a lot of people I think overlook, is it's really easy. You can just toggle to a page that you manage, and you can choose that business page, write a short paragraph, about 3 sentences about the property to entice them. And then from there, you can actually save it to your, when you save it to your business page, you can reshare it from your personal page. So how's that, or to your personal page. So how is that different than just sharing it directly to my business and personal page? Why don't I just do it 2 times? Well, what's really nice is that once you have it on your business page, if I can go to my personal page real quick. Here is Colleen's listing right here. I wrote a little paragraph, shared it to my business or my personal page, but let's pretend that this is my business page. I can now share from my, now I can share this right to my personal page from my business page under share. So you'll have all these different options where you can share it on somebody's timeline, a group. You can send it as a message if you want, or you can hit, if you hit share with ... this is where you have the option to then toggle to the page, your personal page, or another page that you would like.
And that's really important because you don't want to share it. Let's say that you only had 20 Facebook friends and they're all little green people on your personal page. Well, that could clearly look like a fair housing violation. So it's very important to share it to your business page first and then share it to your personal page. So you're giving everyone the opportunity to see it. So that's another great reason to have a business page.
So for example, I shared this podcast right to our business page, right? I can then go down here. I can toggle to a response to me or anything else, but right here next to share is where I can now share to another page or share to, oops, hang on, I gotta switch back to me. So you're gonna wanna switch to you, sorry, to share to your personal page, and then you're gonna hit share, and now you can share with all your friends. You can share it into your story on Facebook. So when you share, now this is going to your, this is going to go to your personal page right from your business page. And I'll show you how that's going to look. So here I am, this is my personal page, Taylor, but what's nice is the source of this post is coming from the MiRealSource business page. So any, any violation could, this is kind of a workaround where you can get that double the amount of eyes, because you might have more engagement on your personal page right now, especially if that's what you're using more heavily, than your business page. And to help grow your business page, and you can always encourage likes, visit from here, visit my business page and give it a like if you would like to see more content. I don't recommend always putting everything that you put on your business page right onto your personal page. Pick and choose what you should share, and also give it a little bit of a cushion between the shares as well. But given the fact that you have this listing and you want to have as many eyeballs as you can on it, a good thing that you can do is go to your business page, then share right to your personal page. And then you are following the rules of making sure that it's on your business page. Okay, so Colleen, I'm going to hand it off to you to talk about some of the lead capture and our prize for today.
All right.
Are you ready?
I'll talk quick. Yeah.
Did I run over? Getting there. Okay, let me hand it off to you. There we go.
All right, so I'm going to actually share some good examples of my personal page right here, as you can see. I chose to actually link my HomeSnap profile as the app. And the reason I did that is when they come to my business page, I want them to be able to download the app. Because remember, if you make sure that you have your public facing profile there, when they go in and they start using the app, it's now linking that to you. And what that means is when they're looking at houses, they're seeing my information, they're seeing more about me. They're not seeing other listing agents and other companies. Some of the other things you want to be sure and do is you want to tout what's going on in the industry. And as Taylor said, you can also put your, let's say you're having a virtual open house, or you want to talk about a particular property. So don't be afraid to schedule those types of things right on your business page. So here's a good example. I'm having a virtual open house on Sunday. I've put in the times. And then you can even boost that out so that people are seeing what time you're hosting that, and they can actually attend. We also have several different great lead generation pieces. And the idea is you want to show sellers why they need to list right now. So the number one thing we're seeing in this market is we don't have enough inventory. There is just not enough. And Taylor, are you seeing my screen? Can you see that?
Yep, it looks good.
So we need to get more listings. That's the name of the game. So we need to tell sellers who may be thinking, well, should we list right now or should we wait till spring? Well, right now we need you to list because we need more inventory. We want to keep this market going. Seems like everything that I list is going pending right away. So we're not having a chance to build up our listing inventory. So let's go ahead and tell those sellers, let's actually show them why listing right now is crucial. One of the things you can do is you can actually use market stats so that you can show them what's going on in their marketplace. It's super easy, but not only can you show them, remember, you want to capture their information. So that's the name of the game. Super easy to do. All you're going to do is you're going to actually log into Paragon. You're going to go right under resources where Brian has done. Brian, our chief technical officer, he builds all this great integration. He's actually labeled it for you. So all you need to do is go to the social media area, click on market stats, and there's some great tools that you can post quickly and easily to make sure people know why they should sell their homes right now, because that really is the key here. So I would want to go to market stats, and I would want to tell the story. So what story am I looking for? Well, right now I want to show homeowners that they're getting so much more for their home's price per square foot. So I'm going to go tell that story. I'm going to say, okay, what areas do I want to tell the story for? So maybe, again, I want to tell the story for Shelby. Maybe I want to tell the story for Macomb Township. I want to tell my story in the areas that I'm looking at, the areas I want to pick up new listings. I want to make an easy to read graph. So I want to do something like maybe that bar graph again. I know we've kind of covered this in the remote and paperless previously, but now I want to share that graph. So I want to share it live. I want to share it out to social media. And basically, I'm creating that same graph that I just showed you on my business page, and I'm quickly sharing it right out to Facebook. So that's a really easy way to show people, hey, really, now is the time to list. Look at, you were only getting $135 per square foot, in 2018, now $145 per square foot. So if you multiply that times your square footage, you can see the huge difference you get for selling today. And then you want to, again, post that with your call to action. What I do is I go right into the Cloud CMA page. I copy that link and I paste that link right into my post. So right here, they can click right on it, and it's going to ask them, what's your property address? It's going to give me all the ways to capture that great information. So they're going to put in their property address under what's my home worth. And immediately I'm capturing that lead. So I'm going to say, okay, type in your property address. Great. What's happening on their end is they're giving me their name. I'm just going to do this very quickly here. And they're giving me their basic information. I've now just captured their address. And what's happening behind the scenes is it's actually emailing them some information about me. It tells them, hey, if you want a more accurate evaluation, give Colleen a call. But really what I just did is a capturing of their pertinent information. So now I can do an actual CMA for them. So some great tools there. Remember that that is the same tool when you're talking about market stats that offers the fast stats. So we showed you this before, but if you're looking to be a leader in the industry, if you're looking to say, hey, let me show you in 2 seconds what's going on in your neighborhood, remember, you can click on Fast Stats right within the Market Stats program, find the area you're looking at telling the story for. So maybe I'm looking to find out what's going on in the Sterling Heights market. I'm going to click on Sterling Heights. And remember, it's that easy. Now I can show them exactly what's going on. So let's take a look. Sterling Heights tells me that there is way not enough inventory in that city, because I'm looking at the inventory of homes for sale here, down 46.3%. Okay, so supply and demand, right? Last year we had 268 homes for sale in Sterling Heights. This year, 144. What does that do for our sales price? Well, if you look at our average sales price went up almost $7,000 over the last year. So these are quick and easy graphs. A lot of people will call me and they'll ask me, well, how do I share the fast stats? Well, remember, you can actually just save that as a picture right on your, I save it right on my laptop, right to my desktop. And remember, you can pull that in. So I can pull that into my post and quickly show them exactly what's going on in their marketplace. So a whole lot of great tools for lead generation. Remember, post that right out onto your business page. There are also great tools we're going to go over in one of our next sessions, a little more on using HomeSnap to better market yourself, using it as a lead generation tool. There is so much you can do. They have some new sell-side analytics that we're going to get into. But I know we're a little short on time, so I thought what we could do right now, if it's okay, Taylor, is maybe you could ask our question, and we could show everybody what the prize is for today. Does that work?
Yeah. So Colleen kind of teased a little bit about HomeSnap. I talked about it in the call to action. So what we would like is for you guys who to go in and share your public profile from HomeSnap and tag us in it. And if you tag us in it, the first person to tag us in it in your description saying, go ahead and if you share it on your personal page or your business page, in the description, tell them why they want to sign up for HomeSnap, given the fact that it is a, basically a quick and easy way for them to browse the MLS, ask you any questions, and then tag MiRealSource. It's really easy to tag MiRealSource. You just do the @ symbol, type out MiRealSource. We're the only MiRealSource page on Facebook. So select us. I'll get that notification on our Facebook page. And the first person to do that will win a prize. Are you connecting, Colleen, right now? It kind of looks like you might be.
I'm trying to do that, but I did not think I would have enough time to get in there and see if I can quickly connect. Hold on.
Yeah. So you guys can kind of follow the directions of how to do this. And then I'll be watching the notifications. And the first person to do that I get a notification from at least will win a prize. And then just in a minute, Colleen will pull up the prize as well.
All right, I will actually show you the prize while I'm trying to connect here. So, all right, can you see that? Let's see if I can get to the picture here. Can you see that?
Yep.
All right, so the prize today is the biscotti cookie gift basket. I love biscottis in the morning. I love to dip them in my coffee. So when I saw this, I actually, I'm going to be honest, I ordered one for myself already today.
Yeah, those look really good right about now.
All right, and I am trying to connect, but I am not. Taylor, can you?
Yeah, I'll just do it from the web browser.
Oh, okay.
Real quick, so that everybody can see how easy it is.
Here, do you need me to make you a presenter?
Nope, you should be seeing my profile right now.
Yep. Wait.
Okay.
Yes, now we see it. Didn't,
okay.
But now we do.
So similar to the app on your phone, there's going to be a Me section. Right under the Me section is their public profile. Click that, copy that link, and now I can paste it. Oops. Paste it right into my wall. Write a description. If you are interested in searching directly from the MLS, check out my HomeSnap profile.
So while you're typing that, somebody asked me a really good question, and they said, well, why should we use, why should the consumer use HomeSnap over, other apps that they see? Why should they not use Zillow? Why should they use HomeSnap? Well, remember that HomeSnap is the live MLS database. So remember, when they're searching HomeSnap, they're not seeing stuff like on these outdated sites where it's already closed 6 months ago. I tell all of my clients when I give them HomeSnap, the reason you want to use HomeSnap is it's because it's the same tool that agents are using, meaning you're accessing the live database. So if something's pending, they're going to know it's pending within, just mere minutes. They don't have to wait and see stuff. I get calls all the time from buyers that say, well, I found this one on Zillow, and how come you didn't tell me about it? Well, in fact, we look up a lot of those and they've been closed for quite some time. So remember, the advantage of giving your clients the HomeSnap app from you is one, it's all branded to you. So they now are your client, right? They're working with you directly. They get your contact information, but they're not seeing a lot of outdated stuff.
And you know what? I just the other day had a friend post on Facebook just saying how she's you know, curious about this property. Her agent didn't send it to her, and yet she reached out on Zillow just to get a couple some information. She didn't go to her agent because she's not super actively ready to pull the trigger. She just wants to kind of browse and look and see what's going on, get an idea of what her and her husband are looking for and their price point and all that kind of stuff. So she didn't want to feel pressured to have to make any decisions or anything like that. So she was doing her own research on Zillow, and Zillow kept trying to send her to another agent. So she posted and was like super frustrated because she was thinking that Zillow was the source of all of these listings, and why I already have an agent. So I responded to her and I said, you need to reach out to your agent. Don't just wait for them to send you stuff. Make sure that they have you set up on some sort of communication right from the MLS, whether that's HomeSnap, which is the most popular MLS app in the whole nation, or some sort of auto email collaboration center, so that you're not seeing outdated information or being pushed to another realtor. So definitely this is the way to go, because you do not want to lose that client to somebody else just because they're not super hungry and trying to get a house, you know, within this week. You're incubating them, and this is a really great way to do that and give them the freedom, because even if they are getting stuff from you, they're going to want to browse on their own. Like I said, they're going to want to change bedrooms. They're going to want to change, maybe up their house a little, price point a little bit more, just to see how much house they can actually get. I cannot stress this enough. I've heard it countless times from agents, but actually witnessing it just the other day and trying to explain to her that, you know, it's not that you shouldn't go to Zillow, but once you're already working with somebody, you want to see directly what's in the MLS, because then you're just wasting your time, because you're going to see outdated information and you're going to be confused. You're not going to know who to reach out to. And that client's point of contact should always be you, the agent, to avoid any confusion or miscommunication or frustration. So as you can see, I just shared my profile right to my business page. All I said is, if you're interested in searching directly from the MLS, check out my HomeSnap profile. One word, come on, to get an idea of what's available in your neck of the woods. I tagged MiRealSource, really easy. I just went in and I did the @ symbol, MiRealSource. We come up right away. You can tag us. It'll be nice because I have your picture, a description of you and what HomeSnap is. And then now I can post that to my page, business page or personal page. And so anybody who's friends with me or follows me can then see this, and it's going to prompt them to create to reach out to me and to download the app from their phone so that they can start browsing on HomeSnap and actually see relevant information. All right, so we'll be on the lookout for that. And the first person to do that, exactly what I did here, really easy. As you guys saw, it took me 2 seconds as soon as I opened up HomeSnap. If you don't have your login on your browser, just pull it up on your phone, and then there is the your Me tab, exactly the same. What's really nice about HomeSnap is they kept their interface pretty much exactly the same from their browser to their app. So then you can then share right to your business page or personal page, tag us, and I will reach out to you guys with the price.
All right.
All right.
Well, I'm excited about, there's a lot of great things coming up this season. Don't forget, if you haven't checked out, our CEO, Dave DeReese, has a great new podcast out. You can go to MiRealSource.info. You can check out all the great graphs. The pandemic curve is there. He's been updating that weekly. He's got some great guests on data sharing. So if you have not checked it out, I love it because I can listen to it in my car. I can listen to it on the go. You can subscribe right through. If you're an iPod listener, like I'm always listening to Apple Podcasts. So if you just go there, you can subscribe. There's a whole bunch of places you can subscribe, or you can just go right to yourrealsource.info. And you can see there's a lot of great information. They're talking about data. We now have 92% of the state in our data share, talking about how it just keeps growing. So if you haven't listened to it, I strongly suggest checking it out. We've got some great guest hosts coming up. A couple of them are even on this webinar today. So I'm really looking forward to that. And so if you haven't checked it out, please do so.
And you can always find this, because I know we covered a lot of content in these Mixing It Ups, and they're not really like a super step-by-step class. You can always go to our YouTube channel, rewatch these to kind of see exactly, what we did quickly throughout these Mixing It Ups. Should be up there by the end of the day today for you to rewatch if you want. And I am putting the podcast URL in the chat section for you guys, and our YouTube channel where you can find all of the amazing content that we put out for you.
And definitely don't forget to subscribe when you're there, so you stay in the know when anything new gets posted, or any upcoming, events or news like that.
Yep. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for hanging on while we ran over a little bit. Sometimes I talk a lot about. I need a timer on my screen, so
we might have to get you one of those. Yeah.
I know. You get me talking about social media or photography, I don't really shut up. So thank you.
It's nice to see you so passionate. You are very passionate about it, which I love that. So
I felt like I was talking really fast. I'm like, I guess I got a lot of content to get through. It didn't seem like it, but I do. So go ahead and rewatch it if you need to, because I know I was talking pretty quickly. And I hope everybody has a wonderful day, and we will see you guys next month for our September Mixing It Up.
Can't believe it's September. All right. Already. It's amazing. All right. Yeah. Bye, everybody. Thank you so much. Bye.